Hey guys, I'm Tommy. Welcome back to iPod Eye Openers. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at disassembling and reassembling an iPod 4th gen. Now this is the monochrome model. It came out in two models, the monochrome and the colour. On the surface they look the same, except you can get this in the U2 version, which is black front plate and a red click wheel. I don't really like them. They look weird. They're just that odd looking. That and I don't like U2, so these are more or less the same. There's a few differences inside, but obviously the main difference being this has the UI more like the 5th gen. Obviously this is the classic 4th gen. Personally I prefer the monochromes, but that's just me. Alright, let's open it up. Like the others, you're going to want to get your pry tool. Just slide it in. And you can get right in one of the plastic clips. Push them in and up. And there you go. Nice and easy. I'm going to let it face down, lift it up, move it to the right. You're going to want to gently lift up the drive, just disconnect it, and flip up. There's this little switch here, like on the 5th and 6th gens. Just going to flip that up, take out the ribbon cable which connects the drive to the board. Now we're going to want to get rid of this, unplug this, but be very careful when doing this, is you can just rip out that whole little plug when doing this. And I've had it happen to me before. I think it was even this one. I got it brand new, and, well, not brand new, I got it spares and repairs. And that whole connector was ripped off the board, so I've had to buy a whole new motherboard for it. It's easily done. Now I'm going to grab a screwdriver with a star bit, because this board is actually completely screwed down, unlike the 5th gen and 6th gen boards, which are just held on by a chassis which is smushed together between the back plate and the front plate. To be fair, I prefer the screws. But yeah, just gonna want to grab a screwdriver. How many points is it? You're gonna want to grab a 6-point screwdriver. Just go around and unscrew all these. Be careful, because there are some very delicate connections on this board. And the board is very weirdly shaped. Very weirdly, it's a bit of an odd shape, but it's fine. Just gonna go through, get all these out, and the last one, done. And the next thing we're gonna want to have to do is we've got 2 more of these ribbon cable connectors. We're just gonna want to flip pair of them up. This one's for the click wheel and this one's for the screen. Then we'll go disconnect the battery, and we should be able to just lift the battery out of the case. This can be a bit finicky. Just be patient with it, give it a bit of time. A little wiggling never hurt. And there we go. Battery's disconnected. Now what we can do is lift up the board just from the side opposite the connectors, and we can very gently just pull them out. There we go, we've got the board. This is the screen. Just slots in nicely in there. Now to get the click wheel out, if this is what's broken, because this is actually connected to it, you're just going to want to give it a nice firm and terrifying push. Whew. And there we go. That is held down with quite the strong adhesive. But that is the click wheel free. Oh, that is a challenge and a half to get that out. Blimey. That's free. If you need to replace that, then there you go. Just go tip the screws out of the back case, just so we can get the headphone jack out as well. Just going to need a small Phillips head bit, and there's 2 screws here and a screw there. And there we go, that is one free. Now time for the other one. And there we go. Now this should oh, I forgot a screw. Saying it should just lift away, but I forgot a screw down here. So we're just gonna pop that back in for the time being. Gonna get rid of there's a sneaky little Phillips just down there. This is quite an annoying one to get rid of, just solely because of where it is, but it's doable. And that's how you disassemble it. Quite straightforward. I'd say the only annoying bit really is getting the click wheel out, as you do have to be quite forceful with it, but happens. Can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. Can't replace click wheel without being terrified of destroying the click wheel and the front case in the process. It's just how it is. But that being said, let's start disassembly. Now we'll just go completely in reverse. Start with the headphone jack, and then we'll just work our way on through. Let's get started. Let's start with the annoying one. And there we go, that is in. I just need to grab up one more of the little, the very droppable Phillips. Let's go for this one as it's nearer. And there we go. One more. And then we can start on the stuff that goes onto the front plate, which is everything else. And there we go. That's that reconnected. Now let's start on the front. First thing we're going to want to do is grab our click wheel, make sure the right way up, and just drop that into place. If you need to, line it up the other side. Now this is going to be a bit crunchy going in, just because it does. Oh, I've not aligned it well. Just because it does have to actually pop in to the plastic. There we go, and that is in. Now, next thing we're going to want to do is grab our board and drop the screen apparently. Let's grab our board, connect the screen to it very carefully, as these ribbon cables are so much more delicate than the ones on the 5th gen. Lay that down, and then we're going to want to get the click wheel connected. Just as that's the other annoying ribbon cable connection. And this is much more annoying to do than the screen, solely because it's bent in multiple places and likes to fight you. There we go. It's connected. We can just drop that into place. Now, next thing is to put the screws back in. Right, now all the screws back in, what we're going to do next is get the battery reconnected, and then we can get the ribbon cable for the drive and the hard drive back in, get the headphone jack reconnected, and button it up. Right, now battery can be a little finicky. What we want to do is make sure that there's these little metal connectors, see, poking out of one side, and the other side is just flat plastic. I want these connectors poking out that way. You see where there's a little cut out on the board, on the connector. We want them poking out that way. Just gonna make sure that's in there nice and secure. It is. And lay it down flat and tuck the wires just down here. This isn't what you're meant to do with it, but it works, battery works, iPod works, so I'm happy with it. Go on, flip that connector back up for the ribbon cable for the hard drive, and then just slide that back in nice and carefully, like so. Flip it back down. Then we can reconnect our drive, just making sure to line up this little plastic pin here with the one on the hard drive. Like so. And it just falls in nice and easily. And we can get our headphone jack, reconnect it to the board like so. Let's check if it still turns on, make sure we've not damaged anything. Give it a second to boot up. There we go. Still works. There we go. Still playing. Just gonna turn that off. Lock it. Make sure everything is sitting nice and flat. And it is. Then we can just push everything back together. Get that nice crunch. Oh, I like that. There we go. And that is how you completely tear down and rebuild a iPod monochrome 4th gen. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in buying one like this, I've got one of these for sale on my Instagram, which is linked in my channel description. Also the iPod 4th gen video, which I showed at the start, I showed at the start of the video, is also going to be available for sale soon. It's going to be going for about £60. If you're interested in either of these two iPods, bounce me a message on there. Or if you want a commission because you want a different iPod built, we can sort that out. Or if you've got an old one and you want it repaired, again, bounce me a message. If you enjoyed the video, please continue watching them as they come out. It greatly helps. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.